Good morning, Laura and John. It's Monday, April 24th. It's day 4 of my low caffeine regime, so I'm tired and cranky. Let's talk about the news. The Obama 2012 campaign today released a video featuring campaign manager Jim Messina discussing broad strategy for the 18 months of the race that remain. It'll surprise no one to learn that it's heavy on the person-to-person grassroots organizing. Lest we confuse me with an impartial commentator, when I first learned of the video, I squealed like a schoolgirl, watched it twice, and gave the president $10. An ABC News blog reports that Congressman Ron Paul will announce his plans to form a presidential exploratory committee tomorrow in Des Moines, Iowa. This is, of course, the first step to running for president. Today on The View, Congressman Paul called possible Republican contender Donald Trump desperate for attention as Trump refuses to listen to overwhelming evidence that President Obama was in fact born in America. Congressman Paul's accusation came amid what Fox News calls a media blitz promoting his new book, Liberty Defined. Attention-seeking indeed. Not to be the guy that brings up old news, but Ron Paul, who is famous for his fiscal conservatism, has published a newsletter since the mid-1970s. The newsletter rarely features bylines, and so therefore can be assumed to represent Ron Paul's own views, but it's made some controversial statements in the past, such as, quote, opinion polls consistently show only about 5% of blacks have sensible political opinions. And homosexuals, not to speak of the rest of society, were far better off when social pressures forced them to hide their activities. Congressman Paul naturally said at the time that these articles were taken out of context. He later said that they were ghostwritten. I happen to think that he wants to abolish social welfare programs to bring about radical change that favors rich white men. And for the record, that's in context, and not ghostwritten. Speaking of things that just won't die, Fox News today suggested, albeit in a thinly veiled manner, that President Obama is a secret Muslim. Quote, President Obama failed to release a statement or a proclamation recognizing the national observance of Easter Sunday, Christianity's most sacred holiday. By comparison, the White House has released statements recognizing the observance of major Muslim holidays and released statements in 2010 on Ramadan, Eid al-Fitr, Hajj, and Eid al-Adha. The White House also failed to release a statement marking Good Friday. However, they did release an 8-paragraph statement heralding Earth Day. Likewise, the president's weekend address mentioned neither Good Friday or Easter. Now, I would address all the reasons President Obama can't possibly be a Muslim, or at least can't be a very good Muslim, but John Green of the Vlogbrothers already did that. Click up here to watch this amazing video. I've got my copy of the Quran right here, and it says, Fox News is full of crap. Also, they hate the environment. Of course, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the royal wedding. There, I've mentioned it. Laura, I'm really happy about your street parties and your bunting, but if I see one more ad advertising coverage starting at 1 in the morning, I'm gonna ignore it and go back to watching the playoffs. Speaking of, my Vancouver Canucks have let a 3-game lead against Chicago slide into a 3-3 tie. Really, I'm rooting for the Buffalo Sabres to win the Stanley Cup. I'm a big fan of their wings. Buffalo wings. Buffalo wings actually do come from Buffalo, actually. But the Sabres are doomed. They're gonna go down against Philly. In local news, my room is a mess and needs to be empty in less than 3 days. Okay, I'm gonna go pack. John, I'll see you on Wednesday. Laura, treat yourself to a nice breakfast. I'll see you on Friday.